I got a little kit on Craigslist the other day, and so now we can clean the dog's teeth too. I cut his hair, I check his prostate. It's a very small island, and if you get invited to a party, which I don't, but if you don't know where it is, you just go around, knock door to door, and you'll find it. What can go wrong? So I was invited to be here this afternoon. I left Peaks Island first thing this morning. I've been knocking door to door. And South Portlanders drink a lot of coffee. And they sleep quite late. My brother invited me to visit him in New York a couple years ago. And I just got back last month. Everywhere we go, we find such talented people, and often your talent and your failing is the same thing. Have you noticed that? My talent and my failing is that I talk too much. So if you don't want me to tell anyone, don't tell me, don't tell anyone. Peaks Island is so small that if you fart into a breeze, someone's pilot light goes out. If you don't want people talking about you, you shouldn't have sex with so many people. Because people talk. That's what we do. That's how we learn. If you want to learn to play ukulele, if you want to cheat on your taxes, just ask around. Someone will help you. I'm kind of a typical Mainer, jack of all trades. I know which wire's hot and how on a boat it's the other one. What's with that? I know which insects are edible. But I don't have any special credentials. I've been married for 27 going on 28 years. I'm the mother of 2 grown daughters, and one of them's expecting her first baby, so I'm going to become a nana. She's married, don't worry, it's good. But it's really not, it's not my thing to know everything about everybody else, but it seems like everybody knows something about me. For example, I'm menopausal, and I was talking to Mary. Everybody knows that I'm menopausal. I was talking to Mary the other day. She was telling me all about urinary incontinence, and I was like, how does she know? But I feel like I should share what I know about menopause, and so recently I've been spreading the word about Kegels. Kegels are like bagels, only it begins with a K. And Kegels are good for both men and women. They stop women's leaks, but they also make male erections stronger and last longer. Ladies, don't let this turn you off to it. But even watching you do this could make some erections stronger and last longer. Think of Kegels as kind of a toning of your gaskets. It must be good, right? Any place you have in your body that is remotely like a bagel, you want to give it a little squeeze and release. We can do this together, right? Squeeze and release. One more time. Squeeze and release. Don't release too much. My point is, there's nothing wrong with doing Kegels in public. It's wrong to be talking about it. There's nothing wrong with actually doing it. I can tell I'm middle-aged because now I have to put on my glasses when I go to pick up the dog poops. People freak out about middle age. Have you noticed that people seem to be a little bit afraid about getting older? What is that about? You know, middle age is wonderful. You know, sex at middle age, it's a lot like when you were younger, only the foreplay goes on for about 2 months. But every age has its fear. Do you remember how you felt? Maybe you're different than me. But when you first found out what you have to do to make a baby? Just give you a moment to remember that moment. My sister Kathy told me what you have to do to make a baby, and I was like, horrified. Nothing more horrifying. I said, I don't believe you. I'm going to ask Nana. She was like, don't ask Nana. I made it all up. Don't quite a while. But by the time that I found out that she'd been telling the truth, and that's really what you had to do to make babies, I was realizing that making babies was going to be a lot more fun than I had expected. And then in your 20s, you know, sex is such a big deal. People are afraid that if you look them in the eye and look into their core, everybody's going to know that at your core you're a slut. Then you're in your 30s and you spend way too much money on clothes because some part of you is afraid you're not quite slutty enough. 40s is a great time if you've been married for a while, because 40s, that's when couples start playing little sex games. You know, you meet each other at the bar and pretend you've never seen each other before, except that the bartender knows you and all the people at the bar know you. You think that you're acting weird. 50s, you'll experience some changes. You'll stop worrying about sex and you'll start wondering what will happen to your dogs when you die. 60s, that's retirement age. That's when you get to worry if somebody might find you naked on the beach. 70s, you don't worry if anybody's going to find you naked on the beach. In fact, if you're still worried about stuff when you're in your 70s, all I can say is just grow up. Because we're all getting older, and it's going to turn out to be quite a bit better than you expected. You don't believe me? Ask Nana. Thank you very much.
Ruth Yasi, let's hear it.